clarification that we need.
If it comes back wrong, from our point of view, then we would have to have an amendment.
And who is the ultimate arbiter of what the wording is, of what the wording is meant to
It should be the DPUC. The way that it works, as I understand it, and I would relate it back to an earlier profession that I was in, which was as a tax consultant, is that the legislature passes laws, and that's like the Internal Revenue Code. And then it's up to the various agencies, like the DPUC, with regard to this area, to pass what would be regulations, and they interpret the code by the regulations, and that's what happens with the Internal Revenue Code, is that you have a very cryptic code, but then you have hundreds of pages of regulations which tell you how to deal with the verbiage that's in that code, and that's something that we hope that they can do fairly.
So the DPUC is in the court of last instance. I mean, their interpretation is the.
Well, they can be sued.
They can be sued,
Right,
but someone has to have a pretty big fish to fry.
You have to understand what happens is you have legislators out there who don't really understand what it is they're writing or what they're passing. And then you have lobbyists who are really the ones who write the bills, who sit and try to position it the way they want. So a lot of times you have these legislators who may hear generation but not know about the T&D charges and know that that's really the big issue. And with this legislation, what it allows you to do is take the energy that you may be not using from one site and credit it to up to 4 sites, I believe.
4 other sites.
4 other sites.
5 in total.
4 other sites. So in other words, if we had a 400 kilowatt system, we were only using 200, we might be able to use 100 here, 100 here to offset the bill. And they're saying, look at this, we're going to give you back the money that you would have paid to us, credit. And everyone's saying, wow. But what they're not realizing is that this T&D, you're still getting charged the same amount at each meter. And that's what we thought should go away.
That's
So
what
then
the
you
meter
want.
is about.
That's what it should be
That's
about.
what it is.
Right, but that's
But
not how.
that's what CNLP is interpreted. It's net metering on everything that doesn't affect us, because they don't get paid for the generation part. They only get paid for the T&D part. And so, as I said when I was testifying for Hartford, when they said that they would be willing to deal with the generation side of it, I said that's like giving snow cones to Eskimos, because they're not getting anything for that. It doesn't affect them whatsoever. It's only the T&D that affects them because of the deregulation that occurred years ago. So, all I can ask you is stay tuned.
Thank you, Don.
Okay.
I really